Okay, so for this airbox, there is three different screws. So I've taken one. So one is here on top. For some people who are not confident to plug it out, to unscrew it, you can actually remove this particular casing just by removing one screw. And you'll be able to expose that particular screw here up, and that will be easier for you if you're not confident enough. But for me, I've washed the air filter, I can't remember how many times, but a lot of times already. So there's still one more screw which is also hidden behind here. This is a little bit trickier, and there it goes. Put in the grounding cable. This screw can get dropped easily. So in fact, I've actually replaced all three screws to the titanium one, so that at least they won't drop, or they won't actually get routed. So as you can see from the screws, so mine is a titanium, so they don't really get routed for that. However, if you get those lower qualities, so this is a lower quality, but however for colored screws I can't get titanium, so that over time, if you use too much pressure, they will be rounded. So let's see. Okay, my air filter cover is already off, so let's just slowly take it out. And once it's out, it will be telling you, here's your air filter. So what I need to do is just slowly move it up and shake it a bit, and there you go. So it's my K&N air filter. It still looks clean, but yeah, there is some flies. I believe this on my Thailand trip. I bring them home, but nevertheless, yeah. So let's take a look and see if it's clean enough. This is good for now. So after I've taken it out, what I'll do is actually I'll put back at least one screw for this, and just put back the cover, just in case. You never know. There could be cockroaches, there could be lizards that come along to your bike, and they might claw into your airbox, and that will be disastrous. So let's just keep it close, and the other two screws I'll put it somewhere that I can remember, and thereafter, yep, I'll be able to put it in back tomorrow, because air filter you need to clean at least for a day. So let's just keep everything back and just close it up. Okay, so as per instructions, so we'll actually apply the cleaner first. After we apply, we have to leave it out and wait for 10 minutes. So let's as you can see, it's thoroughly all in or out. In fact, it's actually dripping right now. So we'll put it out and do a countdown of 10 minutes before I continue the video. So let's start 10 minutes. Okay, so we'll be back in 10 minutes time. So as this is the last step, so just make sure that the oil filter, just make sure that this has been dry out. So how do you test that it's dry? So what I need to do is just take a napkin or tissue and just tap on it at the back, and we see that the tissue is dry, so which means this is dry. So I purposely came out of the house because that's what they mentioned, all these are toxic and will be fatal. So we just leave it out of the house to spray it on. And at the same time prepare newspaper or napkins and all that, so that when you spray you won't get too much on your hands. So 4, 5, 6. So I usually spray a lot more compared to the guidance, because I just want more rather than less. So for this itself, I'll just wait for it to soak in. So I'll just leave it here as well. So usually by tomorrow, it will be ready to reinstall back to the motorcycle. So now we are going to reinstall back the air filter. So as usual, just take out the screws. So just be gentle with the screw, because they are not original. And even if original, you may break the screws. You may break the holder inside. So just the right strength, I would say, to open any screws, unless you actually meddle with all these screws. And yep, you may need to be harder. But when it comes to those basic screws like all these, that's only just holding on the pieces together, you don't really need to use much strength. And there you go, it's out. So remember the one screw that I've actually screwed in to pull it in. So I've put in 2 screws here. Let me just grab them out. Okay. It's hard. Let me sit on the floor. So one screw. So just unattach that one screw. Remove the entire cover of the air filter. Now, okay, so it's time to reinstall the freshly washed, cleaned air filter back in. As I mentioned yesterday, so when you put it in, just remember to hold it with a napkin or tissue, so that at least the oil wouldn't get into your hands and it won't get messier than what it's supposed to be. So just remember here, and you can see there's a lot of oil, so just wipe it off. So this tells you that yeah, there is still oil. So the oil is to protect the air filter itself. So you don't really need it to be on all these rubber thingy. So now we can see direction in. Also remember not to touch anything on this. All these are actually to protect the dust. I mean, they are here to protect your air filter from getting any more dusty than it could be. Yep. Once it's in, from your angle you can't see them. Just move it in. Okay. So you can see, push it in, all the way in. You can see the brand. And once you're done, we just slot it in gently. And thereafter, so now you can see it's still quite a gap. So just slowly move a bit. And you can feel that it doesn't move anymore. Yep, and it's a tight seal. So number 1 screw. That's my screwdriver on the phone. Okay, so you don't need to tighten it very tight, because we still got another 2 more screws to go. So right here, there's one hole here, and when you tighten it in, you can. So for this, you can just make sure that it can goes in. Okay, that's it. And lastly, this one have to be more careful because you may drop the screw. Back in the past, before I have actually my first air filter change, I've actually dropped my screws at least several times. So from this angle, you should be able to see that there is a hole here, inside here. I'm not sure if the view can. Okay, but nevertheless, you can see that there's a hole. So usually what I do, you can see the screws, I put it in, and when I go in, I left one of my fingers. I'll just go all the way straight, and you can hear the sound, and voila, we're done. So now just a little bit tighten and you're done. And this as well, so just turn it in, tighten a bit, done. The same thing applies for here. So done. Okay, so just remember to flip back, and oh yeah, the grounding wires, push it back in. This is my wire, so I'm not sure if the manufacturer actually goes through here, but a lot of my wires I actually do DIY, so I run through a lot of different wires on fog light, charger, my quad lock charger, what else, my TomTom, GPS systems, everything. Okay, so once we are done here, so we don't need this anymore. So just remember to put down all this dust cover back. And okay, so for this itself, remember to go through here first. So once here is in, and next will be the catch here. So once you see that, okay, so once the catch is in, so now there's another clip here, push it in and you're done. So usually it will not fall unless your catch has already broken. Then there is a possibility that when you put it in, it falls. So I have tried it with other MT-03s as well, so they does have such minor issues. So all these are actually the catch has already broken. So another one is that this catch, internal catch, has already broken, so they only left this catch to deal with it. So I've actually changed the entire tail as well, reasoning the catch has broken. So I do not have the knowledge to actually repair the plastics, nor do I want it to fall again, to fail me again. So that's the reason why I changed the entire tail. So also remember, when you turn, once you feel there's a bit of resistance, so slow down, and no, not yet, so there's still no resistance. Okay, now there's a bit. So when there's a bit, just turn slightly more. Okay, then you're done. So do not over tighten for all this. So once you over tighten, the next thing you know is that the internal wheel break. Okay, that's about it. Let me start up my motorcycle. And we are done. Okay, thank you. See ya. Bye.